that was just really hot shooting on threes, or the shots that you guys were able to generate?
Both, I think. When you get good looks, you still got to make them, and so guys stepped up and knocked them down. Obviously, Fred and Jalen got it going quite a bit, but others contributed. We knew Jeff would get some looks with Kessler at the 5. He's going to be open for pick and pops, but the main thing was paint touches and rim reads. Got an elite shot blocker, and so they're going to collapse, and especially with the first unit with Collins at the 5, and just got to find your outlets and shoot it confidently.
Do you feel like that as you guys have gotten closer in the standings and these games have meant a little bit more, that you guys are playing better basketball?
I mean, I think it was honestly before that. It's like we've talked about coming out of All-Star break, some focused on some things, and it might have been about 5-6 games at that point. So, I think we had a good concerted effort to improve on some things right out of the break, and guys started playing better, honestly, and so that's a big piece of it. But no, I don't think it had anything to do with getting closer to the standings. We're just having good carryover and consistency across the board now.
Coach, you played against, with, and coached some of the best players over the last 2 decades. This little stretch that Jalen is on right now, how does he, as of this moment, compare to some of the best performances you've seen?
Yeah, he's on a hot streak, obviously, and just like people have slumps at times, people can go on these runs like this, and seen that at times. But the main thing is, he stayed resilient and continued to be confident when things weren't going great. And all it takes for a really good score is to see a few go through, run off a game or two of hot shooting, and it can kind of snowball like this. So, like I said, I'm proud of the way he fought through some adversity. It's not easy, with a newer team and some different demands from a coaching staff and doing different things to always stay the course and fight through it, and he's done that. So great to see him come out on the other side. But yeah, I'm seeing quite a bit of guys that can run off these numbers. I've coached a lot of high-level scorers, and this is right up there with them. The streak he's going on right now. It's not easy by any means, regardless who it is, to drop 40 in the league consistently.
That seems to be the part that's the most jarring, is the confidence with which he's shooting. Like, he's taking 3-pointers and kind of turning around because he knows they're going in. Is that a surprise based on where he was mentally early in the season?
I wouldn't say surprised. I just think the recognition of what shots to take is really improved, and also you just got to have a next play, next shot mentality if you miss one or miss a few. So as long as he's taking the good shot, the right shot, we've said that from day one, and now I think his recognition of what teams are doing is different. So that's the main thing. It's not really about him not shooting well earlier. It was like he was passing up some open ones or realizing what they were doing a little slower, and he's really on top of that right now. So love to see it, happy for him, and obviously it boosts our team incredibly.
Jalen mentioned in our post game that the veterans have really impacted him in a positive way. How have you seen them impact Jalen specifically?
Just continue to stay confident, and while you're going through tough times, these guys are going to continue to cheer him on and encourage him to do the right thing. And so that's huge for him in his development. It's different when you're playing with a lot of young guys who haven't gone through certain experiences, and they've all been through it. They've seen ups and downs and the highs and lows, and so just staying the course is the biggest message, but they're also going to encourage him to be aggressive and confident. And so sometimes that's all you need, a word of encouragement, and continue to do the right thing, and they'll start to turn.
How much of is the way that he's playing opening up the floor for other players? Last game, it was Dylan who started off very fast. In this game, it was Fred.
Yeah, I mean, you have to game plan differently. And so at times when you would help off of certain guys to, take away certain things, I think obviously with him playing at that level, Fred shooting it the way he does, you have to try to take away something, and it opens up other things for others. And so him being on a hot streak, the defense has to get a little bit higher. They don't go under as much, so he can get downhill, and I think that, as well as the rim reads and finding his outlets, has impacted our team hugely.
What happened with Jabari and Chris Dunn?
I think a little carryover from last game. They got into it last time we played, and both got double technicals then. I think Dunn hit him with a shot, and then they got wrapped up and threw a few punches, and so basically nothing landed. But as soon as you throw a punch, you're pretty much going to be ejected. So a little carryover from last time.
You were talking before the game about not having a letdown against a team missing a player. Your next game's against a team that started 5 rookies tonight. Is that a test of being able to keep focus that you've had these last 8 games?
Yeah, it's more of the same. We played them, a few weeks ago in Portland, a little depleted at the same time, and so liked how we came. Loved the second half up there, but it's very similar to Washington, where we just played at home and away, and didn't love our first half in Washington. So every game's a new game, a new challenge, and we need to do more of the same of what we did tonight. Come out with a very professional approach about it. 47-21 in the first quarter, obviously. Scored well and defended well, so we got to do it against Portland now. Tonight was the same. They're starting a lot of guys, young guys that not a lot of people know at times, so we have to lock into the game plan and personnel and do the same thing against Portland, not have a letdown.
Earlier in the season, after the Lakers loss, you talked about how the Lakers were able to bully your team, and now it seems like teams are having to match the Rockets' physicality. Do you think that that's starting to frustrate some of the opponents as they try to, increase their intensity level playing y'all?
Yeah, I think that's the case, and it's good to see us finally kind of break through and them start to understand what it's going to take on the defensive end on a nightly basis. And so we are playing more physical. I think it seems like the league has allowed a little bit more defensive physicality and aggressiveness there, and we take advantage of that. Tonight it was a little tight, so we had to kind of pull back and adjust there. But I think you've heard in a few interviews, I know Sacramento, Malik Monk, Mike Brown, these guys, different interviews, we've heard others talking about our level of physicality on defense, and so I think others are noticing that, and for us it's just contagious. You continue to do that, just like sharing the ball on one end. If everybody's guarding at a high level, I think it rubs off on the whole team, and so yes, love that part about us and the growth in that area.
Are you surprised by what you're still getting from Jeff Green at this point?
No, he was really huge for us at the start of the season when Jock had the injuries, and so got off to a really good start. He's an anomaly as far as you being that age, 37, and flying around the way he does and some of the things he does. So I wouldn't say surprised. At times it seems like he had a little lull as well, and guys go through it, like we said, just from a physical standpoint. Now he's bounced back and he's really taken advantage of the 5 spot. So with him, Jock, and Jabari starting at the 5, they can take advantage of some of the bigs that sit back, and he's shooting the ball well, being confident as far as that, and then driving it as well. So I wouldn't say surprised. He was great for us all year, honestly.